Okay. Says I'm live. Let me get software going. I am, for a little while anyway. I'm messing with my camera controls real quick. What did that say? Okay, whatever. I don't hardly ever use them, so yeah, not too worried. Anyway, yeah, I am going to try some watercolor today on the black absorbent ground that Eileen and I bought. I don't know. We'll make a decision later. I'm not sure I'm loving it, but yeah. Anyway, hi CB, hi Linda, hi Kimberly, hi Joan, hi Kat, Sharon, Galena, Norma. That was some sweet happy mail you sent Dee Dee, Norma. The cat book was so cute. And I know she'll use it in her collages, so that's way cool. Hi, Itinerant Airship, new subscribers, so thank you so much. Yeah, you did great on the happy mail, Norma. It was fun to watch. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Joey. We'll give people a few minutes to filter in. I'm a couple minutes early. Oh, Norma, you knucklehead. Well, I will definitely stream when I open it. I'm not sure that I'll get any deliveries today for sure. I know I heard a lot of noise outside, so I know people are working today, but yeah, I doubt I'll get a delivery. Yes, you are, knucklehead. Is that what you're saying? You're agreeing with me? Anyway, Dee Dee, as usual, was so inspiring. She always is. I swear I never go to her show that I don't get inspired. Not only by her nature, you know, because she's always so upbeat and laughing and happy. And even Robert, he's just like, oh, Dee Dee must be on because he can hear her laughing. Excuse me. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Joan. But yeah, Dee Dee never, ever fails to inspire me, ever. I'm not kidding. I go to a show and I come up with about 1,100,000 ideas that I want to do and try. And so today when she was doing her brush lettering, I was sitting here messing with these anyway. So I went ahead and tried actual brush lettering with a brush. And in the books, you know, and she had said this, is they tell you to pick up your pen, right? And when you're using a pen, you don't really have to. But one thing I noticed when you're using a brush, you almost have to get more paint. And so that may be part of the reason it's harder to get your thin upstrokes when you're using a brush, for sure. You write those ideas down, right? Oh, yeah, Galena, this morning, I was so frustrated, you guys. Oh, and I left my coffee over in the kitchen. Let me go get it, and I'll just talk to you while I'm getting myself some coffee. I was so frustrated this morning. I was looking for my Inktober sketchbook that I did a couple years ago where I drew all the toys. You guys, I have torn this place apart. I mean, I'm not kidding. I've looked high and low. I cannot find that anywhere. I'm so frustrated because I was going to, you know, when I change over and start doing the drawing, I was going to show that. I can't find it. You know, me and my organization, well, it's, yeah, I guess it is. When I reorganize, I always come up with a great idea for where I could store stuff, and then I never find that stuff again. And I know we all do it. You know, it's that one special place. And oh my God, can you imagine the day that I actually find that place? It's going to be like better than birthday and Christmas all wrapped into one. I'm sure of it. So I got my coffee now. So thanks for waiting. Hi, Beth Ann. Anybody who came in while I was over there getting myself some coffee. But anyway, yeah, beauty never fails to inspire. Is my super tips, and yep, I'm gonna have to get back into that too. I might have to do like she did, order a notebook from Xandra. Xandra's store is damn crazy, by the way. And I put the link in for Z's store. I am going to order the rose gold paint and probably the whale's tail blue. I'm probably gonna do that. I just know me. I'm probably gonna. So I don't know where my fearless leader is, but like I told you guys, we all ordered these Paul Rubin paints. The shimmery, I think they're called iridescent. I like them a lot. I'm not a shimmery person as a rule, so it's kind of out of the ordinary for me. But they work best on black paper. And so back when I originally got them and we did the test, this is just black sketch paper, right? And you never know what you're going to find on my papers. And they really show up nicely on the black. I don't know where the white version of this is. It's probably in this pile of crap here. Not seeing it right offhand. Anyway, oh, here it is. I pulled it out already. So here it is on the black, and here it is. Some of them are on the white. They look good on the white, but they just look better on the black. So we went shopping for, and when I say we, I say Eileen and the rest of us who ordered the Paul Rubin iridescent ones. Did Eileen come in? Yeah, I don't think she's come in yet. Hi, Mindy. Yeah, the binder, I don't think I'm going to get that giant binder though. So anyway, we looked for some black paper on Amazon. I don't know if they're out or what, but Eileen and I got this, or Eileen got the crazy idea, and then I just followed her to buy the black absorbent ground. Let me show you what it looks like. It's let's see what it's called. Yeah, it's called Watercolor Ground. And just buy it in black, and then we could use it on any paper, right? This stuff is thick. Did you buy some, CB? I think I'm just going to go ahead and get some black paper. I mean, I'll use this up, but yeah, it's really thick. So when you paint it on, you can use 10% water with it, but it's really, really thick. So it's hard to spread. And I tried it on a couple different surfaces. Hi, Lynn. I tried it on the B watercolor paper, which I really like. And one nice thing about it is it smoothed out perfectly. And then I did it on just some, you know, maybe 100, 110 pound cardstock. And you can, I don't know if you guys can see, you can see the brush strokes. So that's not good. So my recommendation is going to be, if you're going to buy and use the black watercolor ground, put it on watercolor paper. Yeah, they look like eyeshadow colors. They do, Joey, for sure. because I wasn't at all happy with it on just the regular cardstock. So I was just playing yesterday because I wanted to see how the brush strokes would appear on, you know, whatever you painted on top of it. I can still see the brush strokes. And I don't know why. I love painting squares. And it showed up pretty good. I think I could go over this with a second coat of the watercolors and it would look a lot better, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I was just playing while I was watching. I don't remember who was on yesterday. It was before Xandra. Oh, Debbie Epps was on yesterday. So, and I also sat and drew because I want to do just a regular painting on the B paper. Hi, Kia. And I just recognized that I forgot. I'm going to go ahead and just draw in here the rest of the design that I want in here. So I'm just going to paint this on this black watercolor ground. See how I really like it. Because you buy new stuff, you got to try it, right? And you can erase on this, which is kind of nice. And the erasers don't show, so that's a nice thing. And I know you, oh, you can see good on the black, so that's good. Did Eileen finally come in? There she is. All right, you probably missed a lot of that, Eileen. I was just talking about the black watercolor ground that we got. I played with it yesterday. I like it okay. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. And if this works, great. If it doesn't, oh well, live and learn. Right, right. Do you like it? You know, I can't make up my mind, Eileen. I really can't make up my mind. It's definitely different. I haven't tried wet on wet, you know, like, because I kind of like, let's do that first, because that was one thing I was wondering about. I did this yesterday, and I said I'd painted it on the B paper, so, and it did flatten out real nice. I can't see the brush strokes. Now, when I paint on it, they may pop up. I don't know. But I did it on 110-pound cardstock as well, and you could definitely see the brush strokes. And I'm not sure, other than put another coat, maybe going the other way, that I could have gotten rid of that. But I just was messing with these yesterday, and I can't tell. Tell me what you guys think. But I just don't think the colors are as vibrant on the watercolor ground as they are on the plain black paper. But that could be me. I don't know. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and paint this handy dandy little thing that I drew here and see if we like them. I don't know. I'm having a hard time. I think I would like just black watercolor paper, honestly. So I'm going to go ahead. Let's try wet on wet and just see. I don't expect that it's going to work the same. I think we'd be foolish to expect that. But yeah, let's just go ahead and since this is just a piece of demo cardstock that I'm going to probably throw away anyway. And I did watch some watercolor this weekend, so I'm learning a little bit more techniques. And one bad thing about this watercolor ground that I will say is you have to let it dry for 24 to 48 hours. So don't think that you're going to paint it and then just start working on the paper right away, because you're not going to. So, all right. And most of you know how, let me see if I have a piece of watercolor paper here. All right, here's a piece of watercolor paper. We'll just do another little experiment here. I'll get this wet, and that's kind of dried out. I don't know how long it's going to stay wet. Pick a color that's going to show. I do like the way the paints flow, and so as far as the paints go, I'm cool with them. This is really the watercolor ground that I'm kind of testing. I like wet on wet. I like the blooms. Does it turn to a matte black? Yes, Eileen, it's very matte for sure. Now this paint that I'm using, it on the black, it does turn like a purpley pink color. Yeah, it doesn't act the same. It really doesn't. So, there you go. Now, I don't know how it would work on just regular black watercolor paper either. So, hi, Josie. So, yeah, it's not working the same at all. You can see the difference. But when it dries, it does not move. That's one thing for sure. So, anyway, let's go ahead and paint our picture. I have so many experiment pages around here. OMG. All right. I'm hoping you guys can see okay. I am going to use my water brush rather than the big brush because this has so many small areas that I'm just going to use the water brush. And I did already wet these down. Hopefully they're wet enough. We're going to use the pink first. No, we're going to use the purple first, I think. So I'm afraid that when I watercolor, I'm going to be much like I would be, and I'm doing this wrong. According to Paula, you need to put it off on a palette first. More than anything, I just want to see how it's going to work and show up. And I feel like I'm much more proficient at what was I going to say? The water brush and the regular brush, because I've used these forever, And it looks like where I'm going over the graphite, it is disappearing. So I like that. I like that a lot. So anyway, I don't know how many of you got the Paul Rubin paints. Can you see that? See, I don't think this is going to show up really great like I thought it would. I did a thing, I might have wanted to do an underpainting like I did with this. Of course, this is on white paper. So naturally the colors are a lot brighter. But we're going to do this regardless. We're just going to give it a go and see. So All right, which other one did I want? I want some purple down in here. And I'll let one area dry as I move on to the next. So I don't know, maybe after this experiment, I may or may not love these Paul Rubens. I like the shimmery, and I like how they work on top of the Primas. I will say that. To make, you know, your regular paint shimmery. I do like that. So can you guys see? Hi, Tambit. Hey, Brenda. Kia. Oh, Brenda, you've kind of been out of the loop. I can't, who showed us these originally? I think it was Xandra. I think actually, yeah, I'm going to just go out on a limb and say hashtag, in this case, it's not Eileen's fault. It's Xandra's fault. I'm pretty sure it's Xandra's fault. I think she showed them originally, and then we all went on Amazon and bought them. They're about $50, so it's not like they're the cheapest paints, but you get 24 in there. So, you know, in that respect, I think they're a reasonable price. And they're the only shimmery paints I have, so so I'll use them. And I can't say that I don't like them. You had nothing to do with them. No, you just followed the rest of the crowd and bought them with us. Just seeing if that's all I want. Purple. I want the bottom of that one. Yeah, and then the center of that one. All right. So I sure haven't done much this weekend. It's holiday weekends here on the lake are pretty icky, in all honesty. So I pretty much hibernate. And I didn't even yeah, I didn't even art that much. I pretty much have hibernated. Yesterday I watched Debbie Epps. She did the blind six. That was way fun. I did try the regular watercolors on the just black text stock. I haven't tried it on the watercolor ground. But here's some of the Primas on the black. Depending on the color, you might be able to see them. They're not very bright. They're really not. So I don't know. I think if you were going to do a painting where you wanted the whole background black, I would probably, you'd have to either paint out the white, because that was the Jane Davenport Brights that I just showed you. You would have to paint out the whites, I think. I really do. I'm going to do that one pink with the others. Yep. All right. So, all right. My color selection is different. I do like this. It looks pink here on the end, and then when you put it on the painting, it's just such a different color. It's just so awesome. It may not be different enough from that. We'll see. Because it's going to end up looking more blue, I think. But it's, you know, it's all a learning curve, so whatever. It's good. But this does actually come out looking more blue on the black paper. On white paper, it looks bright pink. And the only reason I'm using the water brush is because I'm working in such a small area. There may not be enough color variation. And I probably will go back over this with some pen and do some pen work on it eventually. We'll see. And get these areas standing out more. But it's one of those things, you had to have them. And I'm not sorry I bought them. I'm really not. Eileen, how much have you used yours? I have experimented with them a lot. I will say that. I have tried to give them every benefit of the doubt. I really have. Before I spend too much time, I may go in with some pen and just see what I can do. Of course, I can always go over it with colored pencil too. Having a hard time following my drawing right now. Can you see that blue? That last color I put on is just so pretty. But it's definitely going to need some detail work for sure, for sure. Do I want to do that more blue? Just thinking. Now I should probably do this same drawing on white paper and do it with like the brights or something, and I know I'll end up liking it better. So just saying. It's pretty when it's drying though. So you see the blue? Yeah, I do too. And hopefully the other blue will really pop out when I put it on. All right, I think I got all the areas. And I don't know, like usually with watercolor, you can't go over it twice. So you start lifting the paint, right? Yeah, I think on white too, but we'll give it a go. We'll just see. Because that was kind of my intent is I wanted to see um really what these paints would do, like in a real drawing or something. I mean, I can do abstract with them. Oops. And anybody who does real watercolor, don't pay attention to my technique because I have no idea if I'm doing it correctly, incorrectly. Don't know anything about it. I did go ahead and check out my Amazon cart this morning, so I've got Xander's brushes coming. I just wanted to try them. And when I say Xander's brushes, those brushes that she showed not last night, but whatever. All right, that's pretty. Have you tried regular watercolors on the black ground? Yes, I did, Kia. Right here. These are the Jane Davenport Brights right here. Can you see them on there? Those are the Jane Davenport Brights on the black paper, but I have not done them on the ground. Okay, sorry. I did not try them on the ground. No, I did not. We've got that extra piece. I could try that in a minute. I'll put it out here to remind myself to try that. But yeah, no, I haven't tried them on the ground at all. Honestly, painting on this, it doesn't feel like you're painting on paper. It feels like you're painting on like a chalkboard or something is how I would describe it. It's not horrible. Um, you like these brushes? I love this brush. I have bought any number of brands of these brushes. This one is the Kuretake. It's absolutely my favorite. There's something about these brushes um, that I just love. And when you're working in small areas, I just don't think you can beat them. And partly I use them just because I'm familiar with them. That's the absolute only reason. They're easy, they clean easy. I don't have to worry about the brushes. If I wreck them, I go buy a new one. Right? Very pretty. I'm gonna have to put the detail in that one with pen or something, because if I paint on top of it, I don't think it's gonna show up. Oh, you did buy those brushes, the Xander brushes, the makeup brushes. I I don't know. I'll have to wait until later on today to see when mine will be here. Um, but yeah, there was a couple things in my cart, so I went ahead and checked out this morning. I didn't buy anything that Dee Dee showed though, so yay me. The lettering books I didn't really need to because I have most of them. I think there was one she showed that I didn't have. And again, I mean, we were talking at Dee Dee's about, all the supplies and stuff. It's like, oh my gosh, I have all that stuff. I don't use it adequately, and then I get mad at myself. Oops, I got water up here. And I know we're all kind of in the same boat. I refuse to ever go to Amazon again. Oh, you know what, Eileen? You go to hell for lying just like stealing. You know that. You know better than that. You're going back to Amazon just like I'm going back to Amazon. You may not need to, however, because you have a whole warehouse, but oh, I would die if I couldn't go to Amazon and shop. I wonder what I did before Amazon. I must have lived without a bunch of stuff. Maybe that was good though. You know what? It's just so damn easy. They keep your credit card and everything on file, so you just hit that buy button and it's almost like you don't even have to pay for it. It's like stealing. And this is just a crazy flower design that I came up with. Um, yeah, this is just crazy flower. Oops, wrong color. I'll be so glad tonight when all these city people go home, you guys. They're not packing up though. Like, I don't think enough of them are leaving yet. So I don't know. You better get your ground out and use it, Eileen. I will get your mark making book tomorrow. I didn't even see that. Hi, Lena. I'm an Amazon or usually we do. Oh God. But in a way, it's kind of saved my life because honestly, living out where I do, I have zero options for shopping. Zero.
Not going to be too noisy out here shoveling and getting that rock and stuff out.
I don't think we'll be able to hear you in here.
Okay.
If you get too noisy, I'll come out and holler at you, okay?
Okay.
But no, I think you'll be okay. All right. I'm liking that. It's looking pretty. He's already out of here. He is just like, he's in go mode today. The neighbors needed help early. And so he's like go mode today. OMG. Paul uses eBay a lot for car parts. Yeah, Robert goes on eBay for car parts or air conditioning parts or whatever. Yeah, I would say Robert definitely does more eBay shopping than Amazon. If any of us do Amazon, it's me. All right, and these yellows, let me look at my swatches. There isn't a real yellow. You know what I mean? So I think I'm going to go with the whitest color. And I've got a napkin over here that that I clean this brush up with. I think I'm going to go with this white. We'll see what it works like. New toys. He's going to clean up some rock in the backyard when we had the patio put in. The guys left a rock out in the yard, and so I want it cleaned up. I want it cleaned up. Now the white definitely shows up on this black. I definitely want that rose gold, though, that Xandra's making Patty's rose gold. I definitely want that. It's just so pretty. And probably when I order, I'll go ahead and get the whale's tail as well. Because I need more shimmery paint, right? Don't have enough. Any sparkly is pretty on black. It is. It is pretty on the black. I have no clue what I'll do with this when I'm done with it. I just wanted to play with the watercolor ground after I got it. I thought, well, I need to know about it. See if it's something yay me, or why didn't you save your money, dumbass? That's how we judge things around here. The white definitely pops, right? So maybe this whole thing is just going to be a learning curve of these are the colors that are going to work best, you know? I don't know. We'll find out. But after practicing the brush lettering, I could definitely use these for brush lettering on black, which is kind of cool. I think I want that and that green. That's going to be pink. That's pink. All right. You don't like watercolor ground? Well, see, Shauna, that's kind of what I'm trying to decide. And I'm kind of the opinion right now that I'm not at this point a huge fan. Can't say that with all certainty, but that's kind of my gut feeling right now. And I don't know how this color, it looks orange in the pan and it looks orange on white. I think when you get it on the black, it's going to end up looking gold, but we're going to try it anyway. You'd rather use clear gesso, but see, for watercolor, that doesn't really work. I'm going to try this real quick before I put it on there. I may decide and go to pink or red. Oh, no, it's kind of orange. So I don't know. See, gesso isn't going to behave the same way as the watercolor ground because this is absorbent. One thing I will say with a certain amount of certainty, how's that? A certain amount of certainty. I feel like I have a little bit more control. Now, I'm not sure if I should attribute that to the ground or the fact that I'm using this brush that I feel more proficient with. Those are all variables that I just don't know. Now, if I did this on white, I'd probably have to worry about what am I going to do with the background and stuff like that. But in this one, I'll just leave it black. Hi, Katrina. Mix black with the absorbent ground. Mix black. For what purpose, Eileen, exactly? I missed something in chat because I'm not sure what you're talking about as far as mixing black with the absorbent ground, because it's the absorbent ground is very, very thick. And I suppose another experiment I could do, I'm not sure. Well, watercolor on acrylic paint is going to work just like watercolor on gesso because it's not absorbent. Um, yeah, um, to make the watercolor paper. You mix the okay. I guess I need clarification then, Eileen. Are you talking about using black acrylic paint? Is that what you're talking about? I do like the silver gold flower. That one's really pretty. You put black paint into it. Okay. Haven't tried absorbent ground. How is it different than watercolor gesso? I haven't tried the watercolor gesso, Shauna, so I don't know. Um, I just know that for watercolor, you need absorbent ground. And this is what it looks like. And it's called Daniel Smith watercolor ground. And I assume you can buy it in white. You can buy it in black. And it turns your papers into something that will absorb the watercolor. So, all right, we're going to go with red in here. I think I can hear the tractor coming. So if you guys can hear it, holler at me. And I'll tell him to stop. Because that can be very annoying in the background. I think it's funny he's doing the tractor while all the city people are here. Just reckon their nice quiet weekend. I kept telling him wait. Okay, this is what you don't like. Yeah, and I'm kind of the opinion right now, Shauna, that I can't tell yet if I'm a fan. Now, if everything would work like the colors right there, I'd say I'm a fan. I'm not loving the blue and the purple. But I'm hoping I can help those with some pen work. We'll see. And I don't know what pens are going to work well against this shimmery watercolor paint. Just really don't know. Are you feeling better today, Shauna? I hope so. All right. Actually, I like that these two flowers the best. They look really pretty. Clear gesso is great with watercolor. It's regular gesso. Well, I have clear gesso. Does it make it absorbent? I guess is a question I would have. Because I know if you use regular gesso, the watercolor is just going to sit right on top. It's not going to absorb in or dry real vibrant. And I'm not sure. I guess you guys need to tell me what would be the advantage of using. Okay, this is the light pink, I think. All right, we're going to do this one in pink. Look away, Eileen. I'm using Pissy Pink. Again, this one's just going to be more like the purple and the blue. It's not going to really jump out at you. One nice thing, I'm not making a big fat mess today. Claire Jess, if Rach uses the absorbent ground, you know it's the best ever. That's probably true, Eileen. Probably true. Well, I would say any of the Daniel Smith watercolor products you could probably depend on and judge them. You know, others may not work as well, but I would imagine the Daniel Smith would be something you could judge against, you know, that they're going to have good products. Like, I know what I'm talking about. I really don't, you guys. This is all new to me. I like it. I'm having a whole hell of a lot of fun with it. But yeah, don't look to me for instruction here. This is all for fun. I never ever anticipated that I would be a person that watercolored ever. Oh, I forgot the blue around there. Doggone it. I'll go back and do that. I just want it to be brighter. The watercolor gesso I bought is by Daniel Smith. Don't like it. Okay. Hi, Dee Dee. Thank you. I'm just testing out these watercolors with the black absorbent ground. That's what I'm messing with today. Haven't decided if I love it yet. All right, let's see what color this one is. We shall see. Definitely going to have to use pen or something for detail. So I don't know about this ground. I really don't. Hi, Happy Diane. You inspired me as usual, Dee Dee. And I don't know if you noticed, I was talking to you in chat, and I know it's hard to watch the chat when you're doing something, and this morning you were very enthusiastic. Yeah, see that I can't even see the difference in those two colors. So I'm gonna have to do something to differentiate between the two. I mean, they're very glittery and very pretty, but the color differentiation is not that great. Anyway, Dee Dee, what I was saying in your stream was I was brush lettering along with you. And I know that one of the ladies say to pick up the brush, and that's the way I've been learning it. But one thing I noticed this morning, and I don't know what I did with the papers. Okay, they're here. I was using this brush actually. And when you're using the brush, you almost have to lift up the brush to get more paint to go with your downstroke. So maybe that's why they do that, because I almost had to lift up the brush before I did the downstroke. But yeah, I was inspired as usual and felt like, doggone it, I need to get out my stuff too. I'm not going to get the great big notebook that you got, even though it's a cool notebook. But I don't need another notebook around here. Now, can you guys see the color differentiation? I guess a little bit. See, that's just it, Dee Dee, because I was actually doing it with this brush. And it's definitely harder to control than the pens. That I would say for certain. Definitely harder to control. And I don't know if the watercolor ground, Shauna may know. Say I wanted to go back and make some of these colors darker. With normal watercolor, when you go back to do that, you actually pick up the paint, and that's what I would be afraid of, because some of this blue up here, I'd like to go over it again, but I don't want to pick up the paint that's already there. I think I like the markers, especially for practice. For sure, for practice. I guess I'm going to learn by just going over it. All right. I need a darker red, and I don't really have one. So let's look at these again and see which color. Maybe that color. Where did I think I started there, went that way, went this way. I don't remember now. Oh, it's hard being me. All right, because here's the blues and greens. So that's got to be the purple and that one. I actually want that color. So that would be this one, maybe. Let's give this one a go. That's the one. In all watercolors, you can glaze with layering, dry between the layers. Okay. Yeah, the white actually has turned silver. I mean, that's white. It's silver white. All right, we're going to go with this one. Well, I want to do this one first so I don't get my hand in the wet paint. That's something else I got to learn, is how to keep my hands out of the wet paint. Now this one I can see the color. The paint does dry very fast on it. Hi, Allie. Yeah, I like the metallic on these paints too, even though it's so outside of my comfort. But yeah, it makes them very pretty. And it makes working on black very nice. Hi, Z. Your stream was so much fun last night, Z. I was laughing so hard at these crazy women. All right, I like that one. I'm going to have to fix in there a little bit. Not crazy about that, but yeah, I guess it's other than there's not enough color differentiation like in the blues and purples, like up here, that's a little bothersome to me. But it could be just my not being familiar enough with the colors too. Let's see what we like in the greens. I have to use my swatches. Which way was I going? Ball. I know that's the end. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that green is kind of pretty. I'll use these 3 greens. The middle one. The middle one has a lot of brown in it. That's the one I'm going to use though. This one definitely is like, I think they call it interference. Like 2 different colors. Oh my God, the pissy preggy pufferfish with pink eye. That's pretty much what it was like. Eileen, oh my gosh, I laughed so hard. And you know what's scary, Eileen? I hate to say this out loud in front of everybody, but it was almost like I could read your mind last night when you were talking about putting that mermaid in the fish's mouth. And I think I typed it to you that I knew that the next thing out of your mouth was going to be, okay, now add red. It was just like, I knew that's exactly where you were going. Maybe that's why we stream good together. Because it was just like, oh my God, I'm reading her mind now. That's frightening. To me, that is frightening. Now, this green on the black is really pretty. I like it. I like it a lot. Red drips from the eaten mermaid. I think we are too, Allie. Honestly, when I thought last night, I'm reading her mind, I'm like, OMG, that is scary. That's scary. That one I've got to finish. I'll go ahead and do the stem, but I forgot. Doggone it. It's all right. I hope there's enough variation between the greens that I can get. Two different greens that actually look different here. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do this blue here. Hope I can remember what blues I used. Thinking. All right, I think it was the lighter of the two blues. I'm not sure though. All right, we're going to find out. If it's not, oh well. Live and learn. I'm going to try a second coat and see if I can get this a little bit darker. I would like it darker. Has anybody used pen on top of these paints? Now see, when it's wet, I love it. So why won't it just stay wet? Can you guys see that when the blue, how vibrant it is when it's wet? Oops, drop that. I get so quiet when I do stuff like this. Sorry, guys. Especially when I'm learning something new. You know, I'm having to really think. Yeah, that blue definitely. Thank you, Tracy. Hi, by the way. All right, now we'll see if we can get this purple to behave better. One thing I will say about these paints that I love a lot is they are very, very creamy and yummy. not the least bit chalky. And I like that. The Primas have a tendency to be a little bit chalky, which in the Beast, I don't mind. But for something like this, yeah, I'd rather they weren't chalky. So maybe what it is, I just need to be more patient because, well, it's still wet. So I'll save my judgment for later. We'll see what happens after they dry. All right, there's the tractor. Tell me if you guys can hear it. Okay, that was what the deal was, you guys. I just, on some of these colors, if I want them dark and vibrant, I'm just going to have to go over them twice, which I guess is not all that surprising, right? Because now up here, where I can see more, can you guys see it as well? I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but to me, it looks like 100 times better. So I think that's the deal, is I'm just going to have to go over them twice to get the colors to really be bright and pretty like I want them to be. I'm going to add some water to my brush. Yours is called Watercolor Ground as well. Okay, so it wasn't the gesso, Shauna. It is Watercolor Ground. I've heard about it, and I'm thinking Absorbent Ground is the same. You know, you hear different people on YouTube saying, you know, Absorbent Ground. I think it's the same stuff. I think it's just Watercolor Ground. Thank you, Sharon. Okay. Now I almost wish I'd used different for that, but I don't have many purple options. That's the problem when you've only got 24 color palette, like you don't have all the colors you want. Or I don't. What the heck is that? That's got to be an airplane. Yeah, see, when I did that, then I lost that purple again. Oh well, what are you going to do? Maybe I could just change the color altogether. Go in there with that dark blue. Let me try that. Now I can see it on that one. Oh, you guys are in there. All right. You'll have to try it. I missed some of that, Shauna. Do I need to go back? No, I'm not doing drippage on this. No, absorbent ground is not only for watercolor. Okay. That's what I was wondering. How many layers do you need to make it stand out? That's where we're going here, Josie. I just don't know. Need some coffee. I know that while I catch up on chat. No, she's being pretty today. I am pretty today. I'm feeling very pretty. Definitely different than what you normally come here and see, right? Not some crazy experiment that I have no clue what I'm doing. Well, okay, I still have no clue what I'm doing, but it's not messy. So that's a good thing. A very, very good thing. All right, we're going to use some more green here. What was the other second color green I liked? We used the one with the brown, I think. So this was the darker. That's the lighter. Boy, there isn't that much difference in all those greens. Can you guys see that? I'm going to paint it on here. But yeah, there's like no difference between all these greens in my eyes. So we're just going to give it a go and see. I don't see a whole lot of difference. And this is the one I just used. I do like this one, though, I have to say. It's kind of interference. There's a lot of brown in it. And then the light green. But I'm not seeing a whole hell of a lot of difference in them, where if you use them side by side, that there's much color differentiation. It's really nice, but it looks a little dull to me. See, that's just it, Eileen, and that's what I was wondering, working on this watercolor ground. The shiny colors are just not, I don't know, popping. I don't know what I was really expecting, but that was what this whole thing was about, is I think it's a lot shinier. Let me see if I change the light. I think that's a little more accurate, but there's not enough color differentiation between, say, the purples and the green. When I add this next green, it's just going to mix in with the green that I've already got there. You know what I think you need to do, Eileen? Okay, you get 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count. Yeah, I have to say I expected something different. Um I really did. That's about all I can say. All right, I'm going to use the darker, I guess. But see how those three greens there, and it could be this darn light. But I don't see a whole hell of a lot of color differentiation between these three right here. This is the dark, medium, light. I just don't see that big a difference that if you're using them side by side, that they're gonna yeah, give you a whole lot. And maybe it's just the shimmer, and I have to have the light on because I can't see. Um, but I'm getting my eyeballs checked tomorrow. Yeah, see, they look exactly the same to me. So maybe now we could go my mad scientist, and I could mix the green. Let's see, what was that dark color? I guess I'm going to go ahead and mix the darkest of the greens, which it looks like a whole different color, but when you put it on the page, I don't see a whole heck of a lot of difference. So I'm going to go ahead and mix the green with what, I don't know what you would call this, maybe a slate gray. And see if I can get a darker green that way, or if it's just going to go all gray. All right, we're going to try that. I don't know. You can tell the difference, Galena? Yeah, new glasses. Well, I don't know that I'll get the glasses tomorrow. I don't know if they have one-day service or not. I doubt it, but that's okay because we're going back. Well, we'll have to make a special trip because the next time we go back is the 19th. Unless his hearing aids aren't ready. And whenever those pups are ready, we are going to jump in the car and we're going to travel at breakneck speed. Okay, this where I've mixed it with the slate gray is pretty. So not same, but you get to pick them. I'm not sure I'm following Dee Dee, sorry. But yeah, I'm excited to get new glasses. So Eileen, I don't know how to make it not dull. I mean, it's as shimmery can be, and it's still not just popping like I expected. I don't know why. Yeah, I didn't think I'd get them same day. You know, like I can go to the place the place in Tulsa, and I can get them same day. Because they have the glass laboratory right next door attached to them. So that's kind of what I'm used to, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen here. I don't even know where the lab is. In Tulsa, I do. And this is really dark, so I don't really expect, other than the shimmer, that you might be able to even see this. All right, here comes Tractor Boy again, so if you can hear, holler. Try a little Aztec gold, a tiny bit. Are you talking get the fine text out? Is that what you're talking? Get the fine text out? Now those bad boys knocked your eyeballs out. All right, let me go ahead and darken up this pink a little bit. Don't know what colors I use, so I'll just go on top of it with whatever color. That's the problem with working right out of the palette is you don't remember, but I don't really care. This was just a little experiment. It's fun though, and I like playing with them. But we're definitely going to have to go back and add detail. So now that I've done this, I'm not sure how I'm going to use these paints, my $50 worth of paints. If anybody else does shimmery painting, tell me. Yeah, I love the fine text. Yes. Check out Dee Dee's Happy Mail. Yeah. Yeah, she got some serious sweet happy mail from Norma today. So there's kind of the base coat. I think I'm seeing a lot better, like where I added that slate next to the green. It looks really cool. I think I need to add it up here a little bit. So I don't know. I'd like to find some pens now that I could do some detail on top of it. So you want me to add some gold? Do you think the oxides will flow on this ground? We can sure try, Eileen. I think I've got one more piece left. Well, I've got a piece of a piece because I did the wet on wet up here. But I bet, honestly, let me get a wet now. Oh, well, I don't want to get soap on it. So let me just do a little bit. So I probably can wipe this right off. Not completely, but let's try the sides on it. We'll just let this sit and dry for a minute because I can't draw on it right now. I want it completely dry before I start going over it with pens, and I have to decide what pens. Maybe the, what do you think? I saw Debbie doing this yesterday. Is Debbie here? Hi, Debbie. I think I need flat black cotton paper. Debbie, I think I do too. I would not spend my money at this point on the absorbent ground, the watercolor ground. I am going to make myself use it up, but I think I'd rather just go with the black paper, honestly. I really do. All right, we're getting out some oxides here. I knew Eileen would have me drag out something that I had no intentions of jacking with today, but that is the beauty of Eileen. All right, I'm thinking, Eileen, that we're going to want a light color. The purple might really show up. The broken china might. The pistachio might. The marmalade might. Those two are not for sure. The ice spruce might, and the amber might. Peeled paint, don't know. Vintage photo, probably not. One lipstick is pissy pink. She won't let me play with that. So they wipe off that easy. Well, that was wet on wet, and it didn't get rid of all. You have to remember that that's pretty sparkly, but I suspect if I got it wetter, I could even get more off, if I had to guess. Which, I mean, that's the thing about watercolor, you know, you can lift the color. So, yeah, it lifted off, not completely, but it lifted off. Yes. What lucky Z? Why is Z being lucky? Well, I'm not going to go back and find out. I'll have to just check in later. All right, let's try. I think the ice spruce. This is kind of the gray. Let's try it up here. Oh, now that might be nice. All right, we might have found a use for this watercolor ground. It looks like the, oh man, the purple is pretty on the black. Is Z leaving? Yeah, these are working on the black, and I'll get out just some black paper. Ooh, the peeled paint is pretty. These are pretty colors on this. And I know the amber will work. So let's just, now that I'm curious, we'll do the fired brick up here. The fired brick is going to work. The pissy pink, I bet, is going to work. We'll try the vintage photo. Vintage photo looks way cool on it. They are much brighter. Walnut stain. See, I thought they'd just get lost, but no, they're not. Even the walnut stain, you can see it's not, you know, it's of course a dark color, but and then there's the faded jeans. The jeans is nice on there too. I didn't really think you'd be able to see that. So, and I'm sure it's the pigment inks in these that are allowing you to see it so pretty on the black paper. Okay, bye, Dee Dee. We'll catch you later. Yeah, you can see them great. I'm just going to go ahead and spray it with the mini mister because I don't want water everywhere. Of course, they're probably going to run a little bit, and that's fine. Oh, no, my mini mister's empty. We have water. Not to worry. And in fact, the oxide on these might stand out a lot better, Eileen. Just thinking. On the black. So, and this is on cruddy old 110-pound cardstock, you guys. So, got it a little wet there. But look at the vintage photo. Oh, I love that. All right. We may have found a use for our watercolor ground, Eileen. You got me doing drippage whether I wanted it or not. Yeah, this may be the best way to use it. Maybe Janet got his brother's paint. What? Yeah, Debbie, I'm save your $50. Really. Save your $50. That's what I've got to say. Because I think you've been here watching the painting. And it's not horrible. It's really not. But honestly, if I was going to do this same painting, I'd rather do it with regular watercolors on white. You got Jack's paint, not Paul's. Oh, okay. Do girly girls do drippage? Of course girly girls do drippage. Yeah, I think the stuff that Patty is doing is far more dramatic. I mean, for me, this is fine. I'm never going to mow my own paints, which I've said that crap before, but it's shiny, and I don't know. It may turn out a lot better after I get some detail on it, but I'm not jumping up and down. And for this to really be dramatic and pretty, I mean, I've got to tilt it. Like, I got to get and well, let me see. Maybe if I open it, does that look different with the window open now? I am going to get out the Fine Tech though. Um, I think most metallic watercolors are better as a glaze layer. You know, Shauna, I honestly agree because this is the Paul Rubens over the Prima watercolor paints on a white background. The black between the dots I colored in. So it almost looks like it's black paper, but it's not. This is actually white paper. It's the B paper. Prima paints with the Jack Rubens shimmeries on top. So I kind of agree with Shauna when it comes to that. Do them as a glaze layer, but I know they come in a pretty pink tin. Well, the regular watercolors come in a pretty pink tin too, and they're only $38. The blue popped when I opened the window. Okay. And I closed the window because as a rule, you guys can see better. And if I don't get this out of the way, I'm going to just have a mess. Yeah, I closed the windows so that the color is better for you guys. Do the same color flowers on white watercolor paper with the same paints. We can try that real quick. Let me get out a piece of the B paper and we'll give it a shot real quick. I was not overly impressed with these paints on the white CB, in all honesty. I'll just do that blue one because the white, this flower, I actually like. And it could be that I use 3 very distinct different colors, right? And one thing on the black paper, you don't have to worry about your graphite so much. I'm going to do one great big blue flower rather than the whole thing. Oh my gosh. Xander's out shopping. And I'll pick up some of this graphite before I watercolor. And I lost my eraser too. You guys, I'm losing everything and I don't know where it's going because there's only so many places in this house where you can hide stuff. Ugh. Okay, I did use 3 colors. I'll just use a kneaded eraser to okay. We will just paint this real quick and see. Just wet the little paints again. All right, so I use the deep purple in the center. All right, now he's got the tractor right outside the windows, so I know you're going to hear it. I don't think these are metallic paints, just all iridescent or act that way anyway. Hi, Paula. Yeah, I'm just kind of having issues, Paula. I'm not going to say I don't like them because I do. I like them, as Shauna said, as a glaze layer over like the Primas or something else. Yeah, they're not, I don't know. And it's definitely not fair to compare them to the Fine Tech, not even remotely. All right, so I did the center in the dark purple. We'll just compare these few flowers. Or this flower, the 3 colors, because these are the ones that I'm not crazy about. But honestly, now, you know, I would tell somebody who's considering buying them, if there's another supply that you think you would use more, save your money. Is what I would say. This purple on the white is really, in my humble opinion, not a pretty color at all. Now, maybe it'll dry prettier than it looks right here, but right now, not a pretty color at all. It's looking like a big hip lady. That sounds like the words to a song, Eileen. Why don't you just make up the song to go with that? Okay. Now this paint, I know, looks way different on white than it does on the black. On the black, this one turns purple. On white, I think it stays pink. Yep. So that's another thing. You have to know that, like, I knew this one was, you were not going to see that blue interference or whatever color they call it. They are nice and creamy, though. I will give them that. They are nice and creamy. So what were the words to your song? Fat bottom girls, you make the rock and roll go round. I thought she was going to sing I like big butts and I cannot lie. That would have been the song I came up with. See how ugly that purple is? It's ugly. All right, and then the outside, what I know was the dark blue. So this is probably really going to surprise you guys that the colors on the white are so different. There, now I should have plenty of blue paint. And after how I'm being very sloppy now based on how it started out. In fact, I don't even need to finish this. There's also a Spinal Tap one. Yep, these are good for final glaze layer, but not on their own. Yep, Shauna, that's my final determination as well. Going over these twice has made this somewhat okay. But these colors are the exact same as I used on this. And see how that center layer, it comes out kind of a blue purpley on the black, comes out bright pink on the white. So you do not like it on the white? No, Josie, I don't. I don't know if you can see that purple. Now, maybe if I went over it another time, let me change the light again and see how it comes out. But that purple to me is just ugly. I mean, I've got some really nice watercolors that I'm not going to have to be so fussy about. Yeah, I would use them over regular watercolors. I really would. Just based on this painting on the black. See, I was thinking they would be really awesome on the black. And they're not horrible. I mean, in all honesty, they're not horrible. They're without the light that enables me to see. That's probably more close to accurate, my guess is. You can get metallic powders and add to watercolors too. Add a little gum arabic. Yeah. Hi, Carol Reed. I think you're new to my channel. Hi, welcome. And I don't know if I said hi to you, Colleen. It still looks dull. See, that's what I think too. Now, in real life, it is shimmery if I get it in the right light. If the light's hitting it at a right angle, it is definitely shimmery, no doubt about it. So I don't know. I'm going to get out. I started talking to Debbie Epps, saying I saw her use it yesterday. Of course, she was working on something different. I don't think she was working on this paper with these paints. But I was going to say those markers work well over it. But now that I think about it, I'm going to get out the Brad Pitt pens. Got a whole set of the Faber-Castell Pitt pens. And I have to have the light on to be able to see. Let's just try and do some detail. Well, this is kind of weird because you only get the one purple in here too, really. People are stingy with their purples. I use it over napkins and paint markers, but we're okay but it was bumpy. Yeah. I'm just going to try this. It shouldn't hurt the pens at all, I don't think. I'm hoping. There's the oxide experiment, Eileen. When I wetted it, I lost a lot of the. Can you see that? I know that one was purple, blue. Yeah, I lost a ton of the color. It kept the white oxide part, but the dye inks went away, Eileen. So I'm not sure that's a good option either. Know what I mean? Jelly bean. All right, let's give this a go and see. Yeah, these seem to be working fine. Now, whether or not they're going to stay or if they're going to disappear, we're going to find out. But honestly, if I have to go through all this to work with these paints, I won't do it. I know me. I just won't. Just know me. Well, I'm going to try blending here in just a minute. But for right now, yeah, I was just doing the outlines. These should be permanent, I'm thinking. That's why I chose them, that they're waterproof, they're Indian ink. So I'm just adding a little bit of detail with these. And then I'm going to try and move them. Yeah, not in love. Yeah, they're $50, so they are when dry, yes. Yeah, I would say save your money, really, or um buy something that you want more. I mean, they're not horrible, but um unless somebody can tell me that I'm one doing something wrong, um or that there's a better way to use them based on what I've done with them, I wouldn't spend the $50 again. I really wouldn't. I'd rather buy Patty's paints. Yeah, see, so in this case, I'm not enabling, I'm saving you guys money, and you can thank me later. Now I'm just trying to move the paint that's on here around to leave the detail, but glimmer it up a little bit, That I would like, is if I could keep the detail. Um, I don't think I'm gonna get yellow to go over that, so I better go darker, I guess. Let me try a darker blue. Yeah, so I guess now, one thing I don't know, I'm going to go ahead and get out some regular watercolors and go on top of it. I just grabbed, these are the Prima Tropicals, so yeah, they've got good colors in there. Look at how trashed out that is. Ugh. I'm going to try and go over these with a little bit of a darker color and see. Might have gone too dark. And I know I'm eliminating the shimmer a little bit, but I'm just seeing how you can make them work. That's pretty much what I'm trying to do here. That maybe rather than using the pens, I could go ahead and use the other watercolors. But but then I wouldn't have the black background. Is Jean feeling okay or just tired? I don't know. So much better on black watercolor paper. Okay. So what you're saying is just get the black watercolor paper and leave the absorbent ground bull crap alone. That's what I was kind of wondering, Z. So, because see, I can go over them with the Primas and get kind of the colors that I want. So I don't know. If you haven't bought them yet, I would say save your money. Unless you just want the shimmery paints to use as a glaze. Because in my humble, non-informed opinion, that's probably the best thing you're going to be able to do with them. But I have to agree that pink tin is so pretty. Of course, Eileen probably painted hers black or something. And right now I'm just trying to resurrect it, you know? Yay for Prima. Yeah, I do like the Primas. I really do. Yeah, Jean's just having a bad weekend. All right, let's try and do the dark red. Going over these with the regular watercolors. Did you get it all cleaned up?
No,
Oh.
went as far as my back would let me.
Okay. If you leave the tractor out there, I'll go out and do some when I'm done.
No, I got about half. It's about half done. Worked until my pants fell off.
I bet Karen loved that.
Oh,
Because you know she's over there watching you.
well,
Oh my God, Robert. He has pants on, you guys, but you kill me. You absolutely kill me, man. This morning when he left the house, he had on a pair of overalls because he was going to go help the neighbor do something grungy. And he had on these holy old overalls with a big hole in the knee, and they're all worn out and nasty. And I just looked up and he cut them off. So now he's in overall shorts. He looks like, and he has on black dad socks and black dad shoes. Oh my God, Robert, you are the dorkiest man alive.
and the shoes are glued together.
You glued your shoes together?
Yeah,
oh my God, Robert. Oh God. I really kind of hope the neighbors are not seeing you.
You said start saving money, and I am.
Shut up. Oh my God. I wish you could see him right now. I mean, if he is not the absolute picture of an Okie, like, I don't know what would be. OMG.
Put that camera over here and show them. No,
I can't because, yeah, I can't. Oh my God. I'll take a picture with the phone. Really, I don't want you going out in the yard like that. Go out tomorrow when there aren't so many people around. Come here, Robert.
You what?
Come here. Please, get over here. Right there. That's fine. Just stay right there, you freaking dork. All right. Smile, Robert. All right. There you go. I'll tweet it after yeah, I'll tweet it after I'm done here. Oh my gosh. Till my pants fell off. There's something
shorter than the other one.
Yeah, you didn't do that great a job. I wasn't going to say anything, but I would not be proud of that. This is probably why I've let him stay 18 years, because He makes me laugh. All right, I'm about done jacking with this. Because I think I've learned what I wanted to learn. I have a jar of black ground, watercolor ground, that I'm not sure about at all. Draw next. Yeah, I got some drawing books out. I was going to show that. He just wants to compete with you and your creativity. You think that's it, Jean? I don't think so. Robert doesn't care. Robert doesn't care about anything. Like when I say, oh God, don't go out and don't let the neighbors see you like that, because he's always going around looking like a dork. He doesn't care. Look, he just went outside again. He doesn't care. He does not care. And as a result, I can't care because I live with the dork. Yeah, I think I could be here all day long too. I think I could do more detail and stuff like that. And maybe at some point I just need to add black. And I'll photograph it. Because it is brighter than I think you guys are seeing. I really do. I think the lighting is part of the problem. For real. I do think that. And doing some of that detail has helped, but it hasn't helped enough. I mean, it's still okay. It's just not what I expected. You're worn out trying to figure out this social media thing, Janet. Fine tech will make me feel better. You want me to put some fine tech gold on it? I could try and add some detail with the fine tech. What are you having trouble with social media, Sharon? If you want my honest opinion, most of it you'd be better off leaving alone. Honestly, it's a life sucker. It sucks the life right out of you, in my opinion. Especially Twitter, if you start following a lot of people, that it can honestly, literally suck the life right out of you. I love these. Maybe what I should have done was save my back guaranteed. If you're not 100% satisfied, send them back to get your money back. This is the black ground, Jean. This is the Daniel Smith watercolor ground. And I'm going to tell you honestly, I would not, yeah. And these were the, I don't want to call them metallics. I'm not sure what you want me to do with the fine text. I'll go over this part of it with the fine text. Yeah, see the fine text, I don't know. They're just, and I can't judge it until it's completely dry, really. But yeah, I don't know. Based on, unless I goofed up somewhere, I can't see that the paints work that well on the ground. Yeah, you can see that gold now. Yeah, the fine text shows up much better. Yeah. You think it's because it's Daniel Smith. Well, okay, here's the deal, Eileen. I don't care whose it is. I'm not buying any more of it based on this experiment. And this is stuff that's totally outside of my comfort zone anyway. I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun with it. But am I going to invest more money? No. I think the only other money I will be spending is the whatever it costs for the Patty Tully Parish rose gold that Zandra is selling in her shop. That I would I'm gonna spend some money on because I want it. I think it's gorgeous. But then if I don't know, I'll think about it. It's always something, right? And without unlimited, I'm gonna go over these pink flowers a little bit with the sterling silver in the Fine Tech now. Because at this point, I'm not sure what I will do with this watercolor painting anyway. Another thing is these are just so smooth. They're just so nice. Maybe we'll be able to tell with the Fine Tech on here because the pink underneath is flowing with the Fine Tech. But these Fine Tech just flow so beautifully. Don't leave brush marks. They're just, they're yummy, yummy, yummy. Jean isn't streaming today. That, and you need a couple of the glue pens. Yeah, the glue sticks are nice. So, yeah, I like this gold too. So now I'm just wasting time. All right, and Galena wanted me to draw today, so I did get out some drawing books. And I told you earlier, I'm so frustrated with myself. I cannot find my Inktober drawings of toys. I can't imagine what I would have done with it, but it's not where I expected it. And then I just get frustrated with myself. I get so mad at myself for not knowing where stuff is. You're not up to the company? Okay, you'll try tomorrow. That's fine, Jean. All right, I'm just about done jacking with this thing. Adding that little bit of gold actually has helped. Any plans for Inktober this year? Yes. Inktober, I was going to do illuminated lettering. Lost the top to my pen. If it's anything like the toy book, I'll never find it again. And I can really be mad at myself. This year, I think what I'm going to do is vintage candy. You bought your BFF a shirt months ago now. Her birthday is end of the week. Does anyone know where I put it? Oh, Kat. I so sympathize with you. I'm not kidding you. So frustrating. So frustrating. All right. So I put those away. Not horrible, but yeah. Now, if I could find the top to that, that'd be way awesome too. Put these away. Eileen made me get them out. Eileen, were you paying attention when I showed what the oxides did? I don't know. I'm going to have more experiments or something because, yeah, the colors all went away. And I'm not sure that's a viable option either now. So I don't know what options we have. Bad girl, bad girl. Got so much junk here. I will definitely just be using them on top of the other watercolor products. Is pretty much. Oh, there's the top to the pen. Yay. Yeah, and you can get the oxides to move. If you want white on the paper, Galena said something about the oxides. Hold it up. Hold this up. Let's see if I can, if the water, or if the light. So there, you can see it. It's definitely shimmery. It's not as dull in person as I think it looks on camera. Not. It just needs more detail, and I'm not going to torture you and make you watch that. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, but I don't know. Would I do a lot of this? No. I know me. I wouldn't do a lot of it. And if I had it to do over again, would I buy the shimmery Paul Rubens? Don't know. Yeah, the shimmer is pretty. It really is. Here's an art tip from Shauna. I have been using Murphy's for my brushes for a couple of years. I tried it with a pair of gunky scissors yesterday. I think that stuff is magic. I think so too. And it's great on your floors too, Shauna. It's so 70s. Yeah, it's some, what they call it, Jacobine kind of Lumiere acrylics would be better. Agreed, Debbie. Yeah, and maybe cheaper in the long run, for sure. So anyway, that's the watercolor deal I had going on. And then Galena said she just wanted me to draw. So I don't know what she wants me to draw, but I grabbed out some of my favorite drawing books, which is dangerous because I have a lot of favorite drawing books. But two of my favorites that I would recommend, well, there's actually three. And I pulled out a bunch. But a couple of my absolute favorites, and you've seen them on Dee Dee's show. This one, if you're starting out drawing, and if you want to change the way you think about drawing, is probably the best book I've ever read. And I think sometimes when you change the way you think about something, it makes it less intimidating. this book really makes you think about undoing all the things that you learned. Okay. So, for example, when you think of a chair, you think of, yeah, this is a back of a chair, maybe an arm, a seat, and 4 legs, right? Which is just stick furniture. If you can say, for example, you're going to draw that negative space in there, your brain doesn't have a preconceived idea of what that negative space looks like. So you have to really, really look at it. So by drawing on the right side of your brain, it really gets you out of your preconceived ideas about what a face looks like, what a chair looks like, and where it helps you really look at your subject. So, and I know Dee Dee's shown this before. Here's where they're talking about the chairs. Where this, you know, where you're drawing negative space as opposed to the chair, you'll get a much more accurate depiction of whatever it is you're drawing. And here they're definitely talking about negative space. So I would say if you want to get better at drawing, get this book and read it. You don't need the exercise book that goes with it. You can do the exercises without that book. I think a lot of us have this, and some people bought the exercise book with it. Ask them if they think it's worth it. I don't think you need the book. This is by the same author, Drawing on the Artist Within. I think this, I just love her approach to everything. And how she explains things and how to change the way you think about things and how you think about what's good or what's bad. My drawing is not going to be your drawing. Mine's not going to be Dee Dee's ever. Okay, here she has you. I was working on this in 05. Drawing on the Artist Within. You write your name regular, how you would normally write it. Then you write it left-handed. Then you write it backwards. And then you write it in your left hand, not looking. And just exercises like that help. And they help you build confidence. And so I just bought a cheap pad of paper and went ahead and did tons of the exercises in here. And I've got marks in here for whatever. Another thing that is really, really valuable that I've done a lot actually is upside down drawing. And you can do it easily just even with a letter of the alphabet. Say take a Q. A Q would be easy. And turn it upside down and draw it. It'll be fabulous. Kathy, I'm going to show one of the books you recommended here in a minute. These are self-portraits. This one was done in February after they did the drawing on the right side of the brain and worked in this book. This is their self-portrait later. So you can improve. I mean, I don't know. Pre-instruction drawing. Okay. I have a book somewhere where I've done all the exercises in these books. For basic drawing and changing the way you feel about it, this is a great book. Both of Betty Edwards' books. And she might have more. I don't know. I have those too. Another one that I found really motivational was this. She does realistic drawing, but drawing the eye of a child. It starts out real simple. And if you do, let's just, here while we're here, let's just do this mouth real quick. Because a lot of us want to draw people. And since Kathy's here, I'll go ahead and skip real quick. one of the ones she recommended was Drawing the Head and Hands. Now, this is a little bit pricier book. I paid a little bit more for this book. And I've done quite a bit out of it. Just doodling here and there, you know, simple, quick sketches. But it gives you an idea of where to start. Construction of the baby head. A baby head has different proportions than a 3-year-old head, than a 5-year-old head. Oh, there's another book somewhere. I can't remember where I put it. But this one I love. And the reason I love this book is because all the faces are not looking directly at you. Because when each of us draw, we always want to draw a face. And most of you know that the eyes are in the center, and we put the eyes too close out to the side of the head, and a nose and a mouth. But the truth of the matter is, most faces, if you're going to draw a portrait or something like that, are not looking directly at you. They're looking to the side, or, you know, a 3/4 view, a profile view. And so this book, it's one of the few books where you get a different angle. But that's also, the name of this book is Drawing the Head and Hands. And I never would have known about it if not for Kathy Arbor. But honestly, I think I paid about $30 for it or something. I don't remember. But whatever I paid for it, when it comes to drawing a human face at different angles, I think probably gives you the most valuable instruction. I really do. I love this. Hi, Lisa. And of course, it gives you all the proportions. And if you're going to draw a human face, just learn the proportions. You know, that your eyes are at the center of your head, and your ears are in from the corner of your eyes, the top, your ears are, you know, a little bit above. Just learn the proportions. And even if you're not a great drawer, that's going to help you feel better about your drawings. Look at these. Look at this old guy. That is a more accurate pose than somebody looking directly at you. And so I think if you want to get better, those are the kind of things that you need to be aware of. That when his nose comes down like this, you don't see the line, and it cuts off part of his eye. His nose intersects with his cheek, stuff like that. I mean, those are the things, if you want to do portraiture, that become very valuable. Yeah, anyone who wears your glasses knows about it. But they give you all the proportions for drawing faces at different angles. And then you even she goes into like the muscles of the face. So you can, you know, anticipate the furrow in your forehead, and how men's faces are different than women's faces. They have more musculature in their face than a woman. Aging is another whole aspect of drawing, where you have to draw the wrinkles and just the facial lines. But it doesn't hurt to go ahead and just practice ears, mouth, eyes. I have bunches of sketchbooks around here where I've done nothing but eyes, nothing but mouths. So this book, if you want to learn the human face, this is one of the best. And there are a million books out there, but I would have to say I've gotten the most out of this one simply because, and here's hands back here. Hands are very fun to draw, I think. So, yeah, this is definitely a book that I think you'll get your money's worth out of. But anyway, if we can just quickly draw a baby's mouth real quick. A really, really simple way. Out of this book. You start with, oops, let me pull the camera down. I'll go up and down, up and down. Start with an oval like that. Now, about in the center of that oval, underneath it, draw another oval. Maybe a little bit smaller, maybe not. And you can angle it down a little bit. Another one on this side. Angle it down a little bit. These are going away in just a minute anyway. Go ahead and draw a smaller, or skinnier, but longer oval this way. And this is a good way to learn to draw a baby's mouth. So when you have, and right now, you don't feel the intimidation of having to make it, you can get that used for under $20, buy it. Because I think I paid $30 for that. Yeah, see, right now you don't feel any pressure about drawing a mouth because all you've had to draw is 5 ovals, right? Their lips are cute. Everything about a baby is cute. If I was going to do portraiture, I would want to do a baby. Okay, Josie's saying she seeds a flower. This could just as easily be a flower. I could go ahead and put a stem on it and turn it into a flower. I could draw a little bee up here because the basics of drawing, and I'm not a great drawing instructor or anything, but I've read enough books that I kind of know the basics, that you will have better success if you recognize the basic shape of a thing, no matter what it is. A cat, a dog, whatever. You see a small head, a larger circle body, and just start getting those proportions right. If you're going to draw the face, get the face, and then how big are their ears compared to the rest of their face. You don't have to get the pressure of drawing a completed thing. Just familiarize yourself with what parts of that animal, what parts of that face, what parts of anything do I need to see as its basic shape. Start from there and you'll be surprised how quickly you will learn. Okay, now just go ahead and extend this out. Draw this up like that. Draw up like that. Connect all these along the bottom. Darken that line. And I really wish I knew where my stupid eraser was. That's all right. We'll just use this one. It's not like we're lacking erasers around here. Go ahead and erase that, and you've got a pretty darn good baby mouth there, right there. Now, baby's mouths are a little plumper, and so they might have a shadow here in the center and here where the two ovals kind of met. And then they'll have little lines. But at this point, you could go on and make them as detailed as you want, really. Because then you could draw in your shading here to indicate the edges of the mouth and how fat their little cheeks are. I think I got that just a little big. And I'm just using a dumb old throwaway pencil. I wouldn't get all excited about, you know, having the right supplies. I think when it comes to drawing, honestly, the most important thing is just doing it. Just doing it. One thing I would recommend you have is a kneaded eraser, so you can pick up a little bit of graphite. I don't know where I have. Oops. Oh, there's one eraser there. But I will commonly use a blender stick or a tortilla, whatever, whichever you like. I don't have one out there right now, so I'm going to grab one real quick. Put in a little bit of shading, and you'll be shocked at how realistic it can look for no more effort than you put into this. That's a little dark, but that's okay. I'll lift it up. Make the baby look like he has a mustache. The more you draw, the more you'll be able to see the proper proportion. And I agree, Kathy, but the thing is, you've just got to make yourself do it. I mean, and it can be intimidating. Then when you start putting the shading in, it's just like, holy cow, did I really do that? And a baby's bottom lip might be a little bit plumper than this. But hopefully you would have a reference that you're looking at too. So, you know, I'm just kind of doing this, looking at the book up here. But if you're using an actual baby's mouth, you'd have a reference so you could really see how plump their lips are. But you want your highlight at like the fattest part of the lip, right? Because right here is going to be your fattest part of your upper lip. Here is going to be the fattest part of your lower lip. So then you just shade it accordingly and you'd be shocked. So for a quick little drawing, that's not bad. When I did faces, I was told by the teacher, said to remember the lips are always an MMU, and they always turned out MMU, MMU. Hi, Art Life. MMU. I'm not sure. And I have the edges of this too dark. If I was doing this in a real drawing, I would definitely be picking up some of this color, but I'm also drawing on watercolor paper. But the only thing I would tell you is have a kneaded eraser and a tortilla and any pencil. Look at the lips. They are like, you mean MMU. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. But to keep your proportions right, I think that if you start with the circle like this, especially on babies, you almost can't go wrong. And of course, a laughing baby is going to be different than a sleeping baby, than a whatever. So at some point after you kind of get the whole idea down, then go look for a laughing baby and draw that laughing baby's face. Know what I mean, Jelly Bean? But that's, this book, I like this. Here's Portugal's ear from the front. So if you get the basics down, you can apply it over and over and over again. But look how every drawing starts with a basic head shape, eyes in the middle, nose 2/3 down. It always works out. And these aren't necessarily realistic, but they're very cool. And she goes into shading a lot. The face is adults. And there again, you get the proportion. The author from this is Brenda Hodnott, and she is an art instructor. So this is a really fun one. That was one I was actually going to do. This basic exercise here of making these 5 circles actually jump out at the page. I mean, how simple is that? And you can get a template if you want, because shading a circle is a great place to start. Learning anything. Okay, if you just start with that. And if you think, oh, I can't draw a circle, get a template out, like that. This is one of the things I think, drawing circles definitely is going to help your ability. But it's kind of like reinventing the wheel. If you want to get better at other things, don't worry about it. You had not learned to draw with this book. There's something so wrong with you. You can draw a lip now. Is because of what you just saw here or what? But here you go. Go ahead and shade those 5 circles. This could be homework, you guys. Go ahead and shade those circles and then post it on Twitter. And go and read about shading or shadows. What a cast shadow is. And I can't see right now with the lights off, so. Did you go all over the neighborhood, make sure everybody saw you, you big dork? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm having a real hard time seeing. And I need to use different kind of paper for sure. See how just that little tiny bit of shading that I just did there? But real life circles aren't perfect unless machine made. That's probably true. That's why you need to get yourself a circle template. So that's your homework. I want you to make 5 circles and turn it into a 3-dimensional face. Takes all the pressure off you.
Go work on a sketch more radiator out on the tractor.
Okay. Sounds like a plan to me, man. You love this lesson? Good, Sharon. Well, if you guys enjoy this stuff, I wouldn't mind actually doing more of it. I just see it as boring for you guys. Bye, honey. Be careful. I just see it as boring for you guys, you know. But yeah, I would draw on stream more. Drawing is actually the thing I love most. And one thing, if you're going to draw this, I drew it much like they drew it here on the book. But the truth of the matter is, when you're going to turn a sphere or a cylinder or a triangle or anything three-dimensional, the first thing you've got to determine is where's your light source coming from. So the light source for this little guy is coming from this direction. So that's going to determine everything else you do from that point on, right? Because the that's going to determine every bit of your shading. And then as soon as you get that kind of in your head, I'm going to be so glad to get new glasses, you guys. Because when I started doing this, I could almost feel my eyes just start kind of glazing over. So there, and then you could just start messing with it more and more and more. Between this and this, I will ultimately get the shading exactly like I want it. There's going to be almost no shading on this edge. But I want the line there for the edge of the circle. Helps too if you shade in the direction of the sphere, right? All right. I'm not going to be on too much longer. What's today? Monday. Tomorrow I won't be around at all. I'm going to Joplin to get my eyes tested. And then the guys are coming to not start working on my bathroom, but we're going to look at materials and stuff like that. So sometime later in the week. And give me a quote. But now it's been up long enough that I'm ready to get some work going up there. Anyway, I could sit and dink around with that little guy all day. I'm getting a walk-in shower with a bench in it. The guy came and looked at it, and I told him what I wanted, and he said it's perfect. The space is perfect, everything about it. So he said it'll be really simple, not a problem. So yeah. There's another, let me see if it's in this book or if it's another one. Something very simple for you guys to do, and I can't remember what book it's in. Let me see here. Yeah, this crazy little guy. This one I have actually, I'm going to zoom out again. This guy I have actually taught to kids, and kids loved it. But it helps build up your confidence. It makes you look at things different, takes the pressure off of having to draw something realistic. But this guy here, I'll do it the next time. But kids love this, and it's so cute. But it really makes you think about shading. And you always, I don't care what kid did it, they were always really happy with their product when they were done. And you can do it black and white, or you can do it color. I like graphite drawing. Would love to see you draw and stream more. I am also just learning to draw and teach yourself. Yeah, I think I like self-teaching. This butterfly, simple, simple, simple. Another thing that I do, well, for example, with the Inktober's, I cannot find my toy book, and that drives me crazy, but this is the cartoon book. And on these, I drew them with a loose graph, okay? If you want to draw something like Snoopy, you want Snoopy to look like Snoopy, right? You want Betty Boop to look like Betty Boop. So I do I hate to say a loose graph, because if you put a graph or a grid over whatever it is you're wanting to draw. I've drawn this bunny, I think, for you guys before, just to show you that I can make that bunny look exactly like that bunny just using a grid. I could also get it fairly close just freehanding it. But I think grid drawing, if you're just starting out, there's absolutely nothing wrong with grid drawing. I just took a sheet protector and used a Sharpie to draw the grid on it. This one is 1/2 inch. This one is 1/4 inch. I have a 3/8 1 inch. So that you can check yourself. I don't necessarily, you don't have to draw everything in that box, but at some point I will stop and check myself. Is the angle of the in this box correct? There's nothing wrong with it. It's not cheating. The great masters did stuff like that. So, don't feel like you can't use aids. I think if drawing is something you want to learn, give yourself every heads up that you can, really. So these were done with grids loosely. And then obviously, because they're so small, I couldn't use the grids. But this year's Inktober, I'm going to do candy packages, because I want to do the lettering. That's one thing I learned when I was working on these. I love doing the lettering on each one. I like drawing the characters. The characters were fun, but really paying attention to the lettering, because each cartoon has its own font. So I had to draw the lettering as well as the character. And I thought, oh, I love that. That was part of the really fun part about this. It's not perfect, but it's certainly close enough. And it made me pay attention. So, ruler. Of course I need a ruler, Sharon. Everybody needs more rulers. Yeah, I think the candy packaging is going to be fun. I really do. And I wish I could find the toys. That sketchbook drives me crazy. And then the first year I was just so lame. I think I only got like 3 or 4 of them done. I was very intimidated. So I just did like flowers. And flowers are good because every flower is different. There's a basket. There's a kitty cat. That one I colored. Bells. Yeah, I felt a little overwhelmed. This is, I actually drew this while Dee Dee was drawing Barb's Sun Race on her stream. I just drew along with her. So that's actually Barb Owen's son, Hot Sun Race. Not great, but it was good practice for when I was doing it. Yeah, I can buy lots of candy in the name of research. I'll just look it up online. Food, I like to draw food. So hopefully someday soon I'll find that toy sketchbook. While I was looking for it, I found sketchbooks. I must have 100 sketchbooks around here that have 2 or 3 things drawn in them. In fact, this one was one of them. I thought, oh, I'll just grab this sketchbook and drawing this. Do what you love. This was out of drawing realistic clothing and people. One of my very favorite, very favorite authors, I guess, for drawing is Lee Hammond. Here's the Complete Idiot's Guide. I've got a couple more books to show you guys. Her books have been at Hobby Lobby and maybe Michael's. I never look at books at Michael's because they don't let you use coupons. But Lee Hammond does a lot with fabrics and faces, and I haven't done much out of this one, but I'm going to. But she's got drawing hands and feet, and I don't necessarily care if I draw the human form. I just think it's a fun thing to practice on. You need to get more. Your 10-year-old stole yours. This one it's just a big book of drawings. So it had colored pencil. I've done quite a few of the exercises in here. She recommends using a grid. There's animal faces. I've got a lot of books on animals, drawing animals in color. People. But can you see how most of these people, they're not looking directly at you? And I think I've drawn this, I've drawn this. So there's a lot of the exercises out of these books that I've done. A lot. But I love Lee Hammond drawing books. I think I learned a lot from her. Lifelike Drawing with Lee Hammond. I want to do that glass. So yeah, she shows using a grid. If you want to use a grid, use a grid. If you don't judge yourself too harshly. I know it's hard not to, but yeah, just do your best and keep after it. If you do anything long enough, you will get good at it. I promise you. And I'm a firm believer that anybody can learn to draw if you want to bad enough. There, anybody could draw that brick wall. Anybody. Want that book? Been on my list forever. Yeah, I love the Lee Hammond books. Love it. I've drawn this. I'll show you. My version of that, I think, is right here. Yeah, here's my version of that. Oops, can't see it because of the glare. Yeah, so this is my version of this page. So just doing stuff like that, you will learn. You absolutely will learn. And I could do that one again. This one was really fun because you got to do the fabric, you got to do the hair, the pressure to do it exact wasn't there because who cares if one of her pieces of hair wasn't in the right place? Tomorrow, if the dog gets moved, the hair is going to be different anyway. So yeah, so you learn metallic, glass, shading. Just anybody could do that. Honestly, you guys, anybody could do that. So thanks you guys. Just don't let yourself be intimidated. Start small and work up. And as you gain skills and your confidence builds, you will. I've done these. I did all these exercises. You absolutely will get better. There's the pumpkins. This is my drawing with the graph. So you will definitely improve if you do it. I promise you. And maybe I should start drawing more on stream because, yeah, it's my dedicated art time. And usually I just do something that I think will be entertaining for you guys. This is another book that I love. I think I learned a lot from it, is The Complete Idiot's Guide to Drawing People Illustrated. And this woman takes you from baby to old man. And honestly, I think this is just one of the best books ever. I really do. And look at how easy a nose is. You just need to learn the tools to do what you need to do. Because some people could probably just sit down and draw that. Some people have to learn the step by step how to do that. You could draw that eye. I promise you, you could draw that eye. Which is better, Lee Hammond or Andrew Loomis for that one now? I don't know. I think for a beginner, I would either get the Brenda Hodnott, I think. This one, any of the Lee Hammond books are good. I would check with my library. A lot of libraries, I think, have the Lee Hammond books. And I think I read somewhere she might have donated them or something. I don't know. But anyway, check your library. And then the other one is The Idiot's Guide. No, that's The Idiot's. Drawing for Dummies is the other one I would highly recommend. I think it's just a good place to start. But if I was just starting out, the very first thing I would do is read Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain. And I mean, read it and do the exercises. If you really want to draw, just to change the way you think about drawing and every person's ability, I think this is a great place to start changing your own thinking. What book will you be working with most likely? I don't really know. I've done most of the exercises. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and start with this one, The Complete Idiot's Guide to Drawing People. Let's start there because it's got a lot of fun exercises in it. Yeah, let's go ahead. And if we're going to do this as a course, let's do The Complete Idiot's Guide to Drawing People. Because I would think that's what you guys are interested in, is drawing people. Hi, Travis. Yeah, it is, Jean. It's got so much good brain information. So yeah, if you want to draw with me, I will be drawing out of this book because it starts very basic and it's got good information in it. And I'll go over it whenever I stream again. But we can do some cartoon people so that you guys can build up some confidence. This guy will draw too. So you guys can build up some confidence. I don't know that I would have a dedicated sketchbook. Mostly when I'm just drawing, honestly, you guys, what I do is either get one of these really, really cheap pads at the dollar store. And then I don't feel overwhelmed that I have to keep it in a book. And if there's a bad page, it's just like, get over that. It's only paper. You can throw it away and go buy more because it's only paper. But yeah, okay, this is the one we're going to do. Complete Idiot's Guide to Drawing People. And then you guys can just use this book. But I like her cartoons. I tend to like cartoons a lot. I've done this. I'll try and find the sketchbook where I've done the jeans. That is really fun too. So we can do that, and we can do some material. Eileen's just going, oh, I hate this. I don't want to do this. I've drawn this little guy. He's fun. Another really good thing, what book is it in? I don't remember. Is it this one? No, it's got to be the other one. Is this was a girl, and she might be famous, I don't know, a model out of a magazine. But I like this because I like the shadows. I really like the shadows and the highlights. So watch when you're flipping through magazines. This one I didn't do with a grid or anything. I just sat down and drew her from this this picture. So that's a great way to get reference art, is just pick a really good photograph out of a magazine and draw it. And do like what Dee Dee does too, where she draws with a magic marker directly on the magazine page so that you can see, if you put her nostrils in and her eyeballs in, and then pick the paper up away from it, like a piece of tracing paper, you'd probably be shocked at the distance between her nostril and her eyeball. It's much greater than you would think. And where does her mouth fall in relation to her eyeball? If you do that stuff on a magazine, I mean, I'm not saying that this is the best in the world, but I tried. And I think I got the shading. I must have stopped because I didn't get the shading up here at all, and I didn't shade her, this side of her face. But pick out good contrast pictures. Rats can't get that book on Amazon. Well, can secondhand with mega shipping. Yeah, because I'll just show my book and we'll do step by step. So if you can't get the book, don't even worry about it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not unhappy with it. So, but it's easy because then you can just tear this sheet out of the newspaper and have it, or the magazine and have it. But that's a good way to get reference people. If it's somebody you don't like, make them really ugly. Really, really ugly. Okay, and then what else? Okay, this was actually one of the exercises out of that other book. Yeah, see, I have sketchbooks like this all over where I've done like one or two things and then the whole dang sketchbook is empty. That's so wrong. This is another really fun exercise where the boxes are numbered and you have to, in fact, this probably is that tiger now that I'm thinking about it, since this is in here. All right, yeah. Where I had to build the grid and then take the numbered boxes and put them in. And then when you're done, you end up with this tiger. So thank you, CB. So, okay, I'm going to set aside some of the Mondays to draw from now on, because it sounds to me like you guys would enjoy that. And I'm cool with that because I like it. I had some of those for my students with instruments for extra work. Like something like this where you have to draw what's in the box. I'm not sure I'm following Jean, but that's cool. Oh, okay. Yeah, these are really fun. These are really, really fun. And drawing upside down is really fun. In fact, just do it before next Monday. Doesn't matter what it is. Just pick any dumb thing you can find, but something recognizable. And then turn it upside down and trick your brain and draw it. And I'll bet you'll be shocked at how good you draw it, just upside down. And upside down, you can also check your proportions. That's when things will jump out at you and just say, oh my God, this is so wrong. Idiot's Guide to Drawing People Illustrated. Yeah, that's the book I think we're going to work out of because it's got some fun stuff. But Drawing for Dummies also, I say it's just a good book to work through day by day by day. Just do one thing. And the thing is, just don't be so harsh on yourself. I think, people just say, oh, I can't do it. I'm not good at that. Well, you're probably better than you think, frankly. What? All right, so we're going to start drawing more, I guess. I'll leave some of these books out. And I'm going to start tearing this house apart and find my toy book. That bums me out that I don't have that. Yeah, the tiger's cool. Anyway, I've been on my 3 hours now. I think I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do for dinner and get on down the road. I'm a little bummed with this whole experiment today. What did I get all over it? Not, it's not horrible, but I really kind of hoped the paints would work differently. You're already upside down, Sharon? Were you in Australia? If you're in Australia, you really are upside down. Not horrible, but I kind of just hoped that the paints would be different. I don't know. And maybe it's just I don't have enough color selection. I don't know. Well, thanks for coming, you guys. Wait, can't wait till more drawing. Okay, cool, CB. Thanks, Shauna. Yeah, this will go book somewhere. You may never see it again. And Eileen, the oxides, failure. You're welcome, Jan. Thanks for coming. Bye, Joycey. Go be a good girl, whatever you do. Bye, y'all. Bye, Travis. I'll see you guys later.